Welcome to the Thursday Thoughts podcast from Free Church. Following Jesus is more than an ideology, it's a way of life. It's never a linear journey, and there's no one-size-fits-all approach. We would love to help you follow Jesus, know your true identity, grow in freedom, and go to live with the purpose that God has for you. Each episode, we have conversations about the way of life that Jesus invites us into. Welcome back to Thursday Thoughts. Today we're going to talk about a principle that, if you apply to your life, I think has the potential to change everything.
That's a big statement.
It is a big statement. It's big, it's bold, it's audacious, but honestly, I'm convinced that if you take this principle and you apply it to the relationships that you have in your life, it has transformational power.
Come on.
But before we get into unpacking what that principle is, let's talk a little bit about what has been happening in the life of Free Church. There's so much going on, so much to be excited about. So what are some of the things that you have been seeing? Let's talk about life groups. What's going on in the life group space?
I'm so encouraged because we are seeing so many people sign up to join life groups. We're seeing a bunch of new life groups starting.
Yeah, it's literally, I think over the past couple of weeks, we've had about 5 or 6 new groups start. There's some more coming online, starting. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that.
Kicking off.
They're coming online onto the life groups directory, but they're actually going to be meeting in person.
They-
I don't want to
yes.
go back to COVID
Online.
stuff.
Oh, no. PTSD.
Yeah, but we've got several of the Man Up groups starting.
Mhm.
Our Man Up group is already full. Like we said, there should be a maximum of 5 guys in it. Yesterday we were 8 sitting
Oh,
together.
dear.
So that group already needs to
How
split
wonderful.
and double. But yeah, I've been so encouraged in that, is just seeing how guys are. It takes a little while to settle, but all of a sudden there's vulnerability, and guys are going like, "Hey, I'm struggling with this issue. I'm battling with this," or "Hey, this is going on in my life." Or found victory here and beginning to encourage one another.
Beautiful.
It's incredible to see. It's powerful.
And then there was a moms group that started this week where a couple of moms with tiny newborn babies and some that have got bigger toddlers and bigger kids got together and had a cup of coffee, and we hear good things from that group. They enjoyed themselves, and they're excited for, there's something amazing that in that season of having small kids, to have women around you that you can ask questions to, you can support each other.
Yeah, it's so helpful to have someone that's either in the same season of life as you or a little bit ahead. It can just share some perspective and encouragement and go like, "Hey, been there, understand."
Actually, I was just thinking about when Beth was a baby. She had extreme colic, and it was rough. And I had a
kind
friend.
of blocked that season out. I mean, you talk about it's like ancient history.
It was a long time ago.
Vaguely remember,
Yes.
but yeah.
She's beautiful and very encouraging now.
Glad
She doesn't scream anymore. But my friend Rebecca had a baby at the same time. Her son Zeke was 6 weeks younger than Beth, and we would meet for coffee. And her baby was so, he would just blob. He was so awesome. He just didn't do anything. He was just so chilled.
Wasn't awesome, but just she was noisy.
Yeah, she was noisy awesome. And so she would arrive at coffee and she would put Zeke on the floor, on a blanket. And then she would take Beth and she would just say, "Just drink your coffee." And then she would just hold my screaming baby. She also has a baby.
What is that? I can't hear what you're saying.
It was
loud,
a standout memory for me of having another woman come alongside me.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
So there's a lot happening in life groups. This is what we're aiming for as a reminder, is at some point in the future that we have 80% of the people that are coming out on Sundays, Sunday services, that are connected into groups.
Yeah, because we believe in the power, the transforming power of coming together, place of vulnerability, care, love, compassion, joy,
Shared
kindness,
purpose.
shared purpose, all those things. And we know that is a healthy, brilliant, beautiful space for people.
Yeah, the brilliant transformational power of relational connection. That's why groups matter. And so we want to encourage you, if you're not in a group, find a group or start a group. We'd love to help you start a group in wherever you might be gathering already. Let's get you equipped and ready to go and get moving. So groups are growing. It's exciting. And Pathway, we're in week 2. Got week 3 coming up.
Another thing is awesome. I'm actually excited to say this. Week on week, every week, we are seeing people give their lives to render to Jesus, to be born again, to follow Jesus, to become surrender. Sorry, did I swallow my words?
Yes, it did. Be clear.
I was too excited to get it out.
Rendering their lives. I mean, they could be rendering their lives to Jesus too, but yeah.
Honestly,
Following you, people are deciding to follow Jesus, and it's amazing.
it is amazing. And we put together these salvation packs that has a Bible and a journal and a pen, and it's got tied up with a ribbon, and it looks so
Everyone's
nice.
excited about these. I hope people are just like putting their hand up because I want to get one of those too.
I don't care. It's awesome because we run out. Because it's like people, we didn't expect. We got 8 people responded to the gospel and got saved on Sunday.
Come on.
We didn't have enough packs. So now in the office, we're quickly packing more.
Everyone's been packing more salvation packs,
Yeah.
trusting for this weekend.
Yeah, it's wonderful, wonderful,
And
wonderful.
it's a cool story from Sunday as well that I heard, and we'll circle back to Pathway for a moment. And then we'll get to the principle. We'll
Okay,
get to this
we're
because
gonna get there.
transforming power. But someone shared a story of how 2 people didn't expect to see each other at the same church on Sunday. They both arrived there by different means, not talking to each other, like relational tension, whatever relation. And you shared this message about the power of words, and spoke about reconciliation and how speaking life is so important and all those kind of things. So after the service, they saw each other and were kind of like, okay, we got to deal with this.
Wow.
And the relationship began to be restored in that moment. It's just incredibly powerful.
Amazing.
Like this divine orchestration.
Yeah.
And then I'm so encouraged by people coming out to the pathway as well. We finished week 2 this week. Week 3 is coming up, and loving to hear how people are dealing with some of the questions that we're asking. It's getting people thinking. Two people were sharing with me, like they went home in the week and they're debating too, like late at night in their home about like, what does this mean and how does this apply to our life? So love that.
Wonderful. Grappling with it.
Grappling, and not just, taking it, okay, this is what we must believe, but actually wrestling it through and finding conviction.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So helpful as people are taking steps on their next journey. So let's circle back and talk about the principle that has the potential to change everything. And it comes out of a proverb, Proverbs 11:25, and it says this, I'll read it to you. A generous person will prosper. That's not the principle. I mean, that's good truth. A generous person will prosper. Here's the principle. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed.
Very good. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. So you could say it this way: whoever blesses others will be blessed. Whoever encourages others will be encouraged. Whoever is generous to others will be the recipient of something of generosity. So it's almost like a little bit like a boomerang. No, a boomerang is something that you throw out and it comes back.
Do you know what makes me think? What it makes me think of when you talk about a boomerang?
No.
So this is another rabbit hole that I'm going to go down here. But Gareth is an extrovert. I'm an introvert. So we would go to parties, and then we said, okay, we need a code word, because Gareth would be like chatting to everybody, and I've reached my capacity and I want to go home. So we said,
okay, I see where you're going with this. Yes.
We had a code word of when it's time to leave, we're going to say this, to casually drop this code word.
Like an escape word.
Yes.
Like we need to go now.
It's time to leave.
It's time to...
So Gareth decided that the code word that we would use...
I'm sure, I think you decided.
No, it can't have been me. It doesn't sound like me at all. Would be boomerang.
Right, you
now,
are right.
Casually try and drop the word boomerang into a sentence when you're around a bra. Like it's just really not the word that we would use very often.
Yeah, but it's something you like. Why are you saying boomerang? Oh yes, it's time to leave.
Yes.
Stop talking.
Then it became a joke amongst our friends because they all caught on that this. So then when I just wanted to leave, I would just say boomerang out loud, and then everybody knew that I was tired and wanted to go.
Leave. Yeah. I remember that now. So now if people hear us talking about boomerang, then they'll be like, oh, okay, we know it's time to leave.
As Amy's tired, she wants to go home.
Okay.
Anyway, I digressed.
Yes. So this idea of we can think it's like a boomerang, like you give out something and it'll come back. So you throw out a boomerang, it comes back. But I don't think this is entirely what is meant by this principle. And here's what, because if you think of it like a boomerang, if I refresh others, if I encourage others, I will be encouraged. You're kind of expecting to get something back.
So if I say, you look really good today, you're going to say, you look really good today too.
Yes. So that's kind of like the boomerang effect in that sense, right? So I'll encourage to expect an encouragement back. But actually, here's the principle, is that when you refresh someone else, You don't receive refreshing back from them. You actually get refreshed by refreshing someone else. So when you encourage someone else, you don't get encouraged because they encourage you back. You get encouraged in the process of encouraging someone.
It's like giving a gift that will also be a blessing to you.
Yes. So you give the gift of encouragement, and as you give the gift of encouragement, you don't need to get encouragement back. You're actually sharing in the gift of encouragement.
Yeah. So it encourages your own soul to encourage somebody else.
Yes, that's the principle. So this is changing. This is why it's a principle that changes everything. If you take this and apply it into every relationship that you have, as you encourage people around you, without them encouraging you back, you're actually getting encouraged by encouraging people.
So you changed the atmosphere of your own mindset, your own soul, just by being an encourager.
Yes.
You don't even need to be encouraged in return
Yeah,
to
yeah.
live with courage, because
Yeah.
encouragement, the word courage is in there.
That's how powerful it
Encourage
is.
people,
It's
and you will
exactly
get
what it means.
courage.
So to encourage means to put someone in. It can put. Help me with this. Put courage into someone.
There you go.
Encourage.
We're both struggling with our words
Yes.
today.
It's been a week, right? But let's be encouraged. So as you encourage someone, so some of that courage is being put into you. Have you ever heard someone say, like, no one ever encourages me?
Oh,
Often, like, we even say that sometimes. Like, I just feel no one ever
Yeah.
encourages me. So
it's been a
if you're in that
discouraging
place,
week.
if you
Yeah.
feel like no one ever encourages you, here's the principle: begin encouraging people around you. What's going to happen? It's going to encourage your own heart as you encourage people around you. And eventually, you might get some encouragement back from the outside, but the very practice of refreshing others refreshes you.
There's a saying, something like this: hang out with people that feel like sunshine, something like that, and it's on coffee mugs or something. But that's the principle: is
Yeah.
you're attracted to, you will be naturally attracted to people that are encouraging.
Yeah.
So we become that person.
Yeah, yeah.
Become the person that is naturally encouragement, and it doesn't have to be we're not talking about insincere. You can smell when someone's being insincere.
Yeah, so we're talking about like genuine
Genuine
like, I
encouragement.
actually mean this.
Yeah.
It's not superficial. It's
Yeah.
not just like
Yeah.
you
Because you've all had that person that they encourage you, but in their encouragement you feel discouraged because it's not genuine.
You can smell
Yeah.
the inauthenticity.
Yes.
But so here's how we know the principle is true. Think about a moment where you have like a moment in history where you have engaged in a conversation where it becomes a little bit gossipy, where there's a bit of criticism, a bit of judgment, like negative talk about whatever it may be. Okay, so in the moment, and Proverbs talks about this, like how gossip goes down like a choice morsel. So it's something like
It
in the
tastes
moment,
good.
it tastes so good. So in the moment of gossiping, in the moment of speaking badly about something or someone, you kind of like, wow, this isn't, because you're making yourself feel better because you're not that bad.
Because
right?
actually putting somebody down is you're trying to make yourself feel better about yourself.
But afterwards it becomes something bitter. Like, have you ever left a conversation where it's a little bit like on the side of gossip or whatever, and after that you just feel like encouraged?
No,
No, you don't.
feel like a bellyache.
You feel like in the moment it feels good, and afterwards you just like you kind of feel like depressed and negative and something, because it pulls you down and breaks you down. Right?
And actually, the more you get out of those conversations, the less time you spend in those conversations, the less it tastes good.
Yeah.
So in the world that we live in, it tastes good to gossip. It's normal. It's like, oh, let's spill the tea. I've got something juicy to share with you. But the more you extract yourself from that lifestyle, the more distasteful it becomes.
Yeah.
And actually now, if somebody starts sharing something gossipy, I automatically like start looking for the exits.
Because you know what the end product is.
Yeah, it's like actually I don't feel good.
Yeah, you kind of feel a little bit like something's off.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one side. You engage in conversation, and we've all been in those conversations, right? So afterwards, you don't feel so great. But think of a time where you've encouraged someone, like intentionally encouraged them, and think about what went on inside of you in that moment. Like put yourself back in that place and think about, like, how did you feel and what happened? And so I'll share a story from Sunrise Prayer this morning. So we were talking about the message on Sunday and speaking life, and how the Spirit has a sound. Where the Spirit is, there's words of life come. And afterwards, I just felt like, hey, there's one person there that is always just encouraging people, on the sidelines, not looking for attention, but that person is always just encouraging. And I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool just to encourage this person? And so I shared a few thoughts, but like genuine thoughts. Suddenly inside of me there was something going on. It's like, as I'm encouraging this person, so I'm like, I'm feeling like my eyes are starting to leak a bit, and I'm like, something in my eye. And I'm starting to half feeling like good emotions, but I'm like, wow, there's something powerful happening here.
Yeah.
And I could see in the person's face, I'm encouraging, I'm looking at their face and they're encouraging, they're also like wiping tears away from their eyes because something's going on in that moment. And all of a sudden I realized like, oh my goodness, I am, we just lost the light. It's gone. It's coming back. Is it load shedding?
I don't know. Is load shedding back?
Load shedding must be back.
Is that a thing now? Oh my goodness.
I think the sound is still going. Maybe the camera's saying.
There we go.
Leroy's directing.
I hear a generator.
Keep going with some background.
There we go.
Well. So anyway, we were encouragement. Okay. So talking the power of encouragement in the moment.
So what happened to the person in the prayer?
Well, they were encouraged.
Okay.
Okay. And then I was finding like, as I'm encouraging them, my spirit's being encouraged. They didn't say anything back to me.
Yeah.
It's just in the process of, as I'm encouraging, I'm actually being encouraged.
Wow.
And then this incredible thing happened. All the other people that were there suddenly jumped on the bandwagon and they started to speak words to the same person and say like, here's a verse, here's a thing. And so it became like this catalyst, this upward spiral. And it was like this, suddenly this like, not chaos of encouragement, but it's just like a circle of encouragement.
So you could say encouragement is
catalyst.
A catalyst. Encouragement is contagious. That's the word I was.
Encouragement is contagious.
Encouragement is contagious.
Yeah.
So good.
But I think we're conditioned to not be used to encouragement or to like the voice of the culture is just like, let's break people down, let's criticize.
Yeah. I was thinking of how James, our son, has just gone to high school, and the language difference in high school is so different to primary school, and not in terms of foul language, but in terms of the narrative in the teenage years is one of breaking down in our culture.
Yeah, and so I think we've all been through that.
Yeah, so it's like
it's sort of normal.
It's normalized that you would tease somebody. Yeah. It's not normal to encourage somebody in amongst our teenagers.
Yeah.
So they show affection almost by teasing each other.
Yeah.
And it's actually so unhealthy. And so we've had to remind him in our home, like, I know that this is how your friends are speaking to each other at school, but this is not how we speak. That's not how you speak to your siblings.
Yeah, it's kind of a reminder, like, this is who you are.
Yeah.
You've forgotten who you are. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. So encouragement is this powerful thing. As you encourage, so you are encouraged. And then others begin to encourage. And then eventually you will get encouragement back from others. But the key is to see this like, okay, what do I have to do? I've got to find it within myself to encourage someone. And it's a very practical thing. And imagine if the church was a place where people just overflowed with encouragement, like genuine encouragement for one another. And the thing began to be contagious and to spiral upwards. Because let's be honest, sometimes church can be a place where people arrive and the people that are in the church look at them and go like, I'm so angry that you're here. I mean, without even saying anything. It's just like, I'm not even excited that you're here at church with me today.
Well, the other thing is we can be so focused on our own clique, our own little group, our friends that we see on Sundays, that our body language is not encouraging. So it's great that I see you on a Sunday and I want to chat to you, not you because I chat to you every day, but my friendship group, and then somebody else walking in, just they can't find a gap to belong.
Yeah.
When
which is why we say it's helpful to stand in semicircles and not circles, right?
Yes.
So there's always space for.
So what if we actually turned our backs on our friends and said, I'm going to look for somebody that I don't know and I'm going to encourage them.
Yeah.
Because everybody's looking for somewhere to belong, and everybody can do with a little bit of encouragement.
And so many of us have these negative inner voices what does encouragement do? It helps override that inner narrative. Because
remind us.
It just goes like telling us all these things about it's like removing courage from us. And we all have the power and the choice and the agency to be able to encourage others. And imagine if that began to catch on.
Yeah.
It would be phenomenal.
One of my greatest encouragers in my life.
So let's talk about like top encouragers. Who's on your list of top encouragers?
Okay.
I'll throw some names in there as well.
Okay, so you are my top encourager.
You are my top encourager.
Yes.
How's that, eh?
And look how much we love each other. It's awesome. Number 2 on my list is our daughter. Beth.
Beth, she is
She is an
champion.
encourager.
Yeah.
And she writes me little notes. I often have little notes, even like in my journal, she'll open to a clean page and then like write me a little note, or there's a pad of papers on my makeup table.
Yeah.
She tears one off and then she writes another little note for me. And recently she wrote this: remember who you are. You are beautiful and strong, or whatever. Like, but the words like remember who you are. I'm like, wow, this is so powerful.
Sounds like the Lion King. Remember. In Beth's voice. Simba.
Yeah, she doesn't sound that deep. But remember who you are.
Like, this is bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Beth, if you're listening. You're distracting me.
So it's beautiful to be encouraged by a 12-year-old girl.
Come on.
That looks at her mom and says, remember who you are. You are precious. You are loved by God. She writes the most incredible things. I should take photos of them.
Here's some other encouragers that I have in my life, and I think you would agree with these as well. A couple of guys. Gabe Phillips.
What an encourager.
Dino Chikatilo. Reno Meyer. All of those
you
guys.
have strong encouragers in your life.
I tell you what, just hanging out with those guys is just, they make you feel like you can do the impossible, take over the world. It's just speaking life, and it's not like overthought, but it's just genuine.
Yeah.
And it's just a sense of encouragement. It's like, come on, imagine there are more people like that.
Yeah.
So,
I think, and for both of us, the Mulvers, Peter and Dom, are always encouraging, speak life over us, encourage us to keep going, do the things that we're doing. Yeah, incredible blessings.
So here's the thought for you. Imagine if people in your world were asked, like, who's your top encourager, and your name came up.
I want to be on that list.
Wouldn't you want to be on someone's like list? This is my list of top encouragers. The people that encourage me the most are this person, this person, this person. I mean, your name could be on that list.
Yeah.
How do you get there? We just make a decision to say, you start like this, and you go, every day I'm going to find one person to encourage. Genuinely encourage.
That verse, outdo one another in showing love, just came to mind. Actually, we can outdo one another in showing love by encouraging each other.
Yeah, and it's all you have to. All it takes is decisions. There, I'm going to start doing this.
Yeah.
Put a reminder in your phone. You put a system in place. I'm going to encourage someone every day, and you build the habit of encouragement. And as you encourage, you're going to be encouraged, and it's going to catch on, and people begin to encourage you, and it's going to change the world.
Yeah, and it might feel awkward in the beginning,
definitely.
like especially if you're used to a culture of negativity in your workplace or even in your family, wherever, it may feel awkward. So start small, make it genuine. I like your shoes, like that. You can't really go wrong if you really genuinely like an item of clothing or a hairstyle or something.
Yeah, and then build. Like a pro tip here: if you're married and you're encouraging someone who's not your spouse, please don't say, "You look good in that."
Yeah,
like just
that is very helpful.
There's some boundaries.
Yes, there are some helpful
wise boundaries with encouragement.
Yes, please don't tell me I look good if you're a man. I don't want to know about it. It just
only I get to say.
Only you get to say that. So it may feel awkward, but persevere, because it's going to become more and more natural, and it'll grow. And you just said these words, and I think this is so powerful. This can change the world.
Yeah.
Because it's so attractive. It's so needed that like it could catch on in our community, and we could become known as like Centurion. They're the happiest people. They're so encouraging.
Imagine that. Wow. So the potential, turn the world upside down. And
100%.
Here's the principle again: whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. So many people often say, "Oh, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm just I'm so drained." So actually, you can do something about that. Is begin to refresh others, begin to encourage others. So that overwhelm is going to dissipate. The refreshing is going to come, and it's not even going to come from somewhere else. It's just going to come from your own action. So you have the power to choose to listen to the Spirit and begin to overflow in encouragement.
Come on, let's do it.
Let's change the world. Let's go.